The war for your universe has begun. The time has come for you to free me. Otherwise, no one, past, present, or future, will survive.
I don't like where this is going.
Our journey leads to final space.
Okay, now you have my attention.
I know I've been talking about Final Space a lot on my channel recently, but I've sort of been avoiding a certain part of this show. And you know what? I regret doing that, because Season 2 isn't as bad as I remember. No, wait, hang on. Bad? Yeah, I actually kind of stopped watching the episodes when they were coming out for a few weeks, but then I came back and I got back into it. My point is, this season is probably the weakest of the three so far, but it does have its moments. So for the next 10 minutes or so, we're gonna go back, all the way back to the beginning, to June 2019. Enter the Toro Regatta.
Gary,
No, don't say it.
I'm not coming back.
We start this episode the best way possible. Gary just lost the Earth, and a mysterious light shines down on him. It's a junk collector, and it also picked up Hugh. An emotional few minutes ensue before we meet the extended crew for this season, and I gotta say, I wasn't super on board with these brand new characters just yet, but they seem like they could have some really interesting character dynamics, so I wasn't gonna write it off just yet. And Clarence was an okay character for the 2 minutes that we got in the one episode in Season 1, so I was alright with having him here again. Anyway, this episode is just set up for the rest of the season, and this is what a season premiere should be, you know? Set up for the rest of the season. So we're good. 22 minutes later, we have our quest. The team squad must free Bolo from inner space, so he can enter final space and kill the Titans, and also rescue Quinn. Okay, so this is actually kind of a great season plot. Trying to get to actual final space is a nice contrast to trying to close the barrier in Season 1. It's a fresh new story that unfortunately is set in motion by a not-so-clever mechanic, the MacGuffin Quest. Not the first time you've heard it, but you know what? The Infinity Stones, the Maltese Falcon, Baby Yoda, they're all MacGuffins that work. Or we're not calling him Grogu, no one is. Unfortunately, the dimensional keys don't work as well in my opinion as MacGuffins. They just don't get enough screen time or something. I'm not sure what it is exactly. So, here's your first lesson. Give your MacGuffins the focus. Make them that elusive element, or else they don't really work. So that's one thing I think they could have handled a bit better. And before we get to the rest of the episodes, we're gonna talk about the two new members of the squad that actually matter, Fox and Ash. One of these is not like the other. Let's just cut to the chase here. These two did not get enough screen time for me to get attached to them. It's probably not the case for everyone, but I feel like I don't really know them, at all. I mean, let's start with Ash, for example. She is handled better than Fox, because at least she gets some emotional growth with her losing her sister and her parents. She has trouble establishing real connections with people, just momentary obsessions it seems. Her and Little Kato do have a subtle romance going on. I wish they went a bit further with it, but it's no big deal, something small. But it would have given her character a more rounded personality, I think. And now, we get to Fox. Frickin' Fox, man. If I had to sum it up in a few words, I suppose you could say, he's the Finn of Final Space. No, not that one. I'm talking about this Finn. Shrink him on the poster, Finn. Sorry, Fox, but we know nothing about you so far. All we know is that he has a sort of rivalry with Little Kato, which is a good start, but that's not really enough. And it doesn't help that his character is kinda tropey, a big emotional guy who's soft on the inside and can be a bit much. Now, I didn't write Final Space, I didn't write this season, but if I had to give Fox a character arc or a backstory, I would actually make him the one that hates Gary. Maybe he had family living on Earth, and they were lost. Basically, give him the Todd H. Watson treatment. This way, he would slowly soften up to Gary and realize that the Earth really wasn't his fault, and it would have also given Gary his character arc dealing with the loss of an entire planet. Then, there'd be a turning point where Fox himself kicks Clarence off the team and instead puts his full faith in Gary. I think doing this with Fox may have given the team a more fluid dynamic that changes with the season. Because the concept of Gary dealing with the fact that he lost a planet is cool, but it only lasts the first couple of episodes, and I think we really would have benefited from having it being extended into the team squad itself. But you know what, at least Fox is sort of getting a second wind in the next few episodes of Season 3. So we've talked about some of the character issues from this season. Now let's move on to something a bit more fun. So listen up all you spider cats, because we're doing an episode tier list. The Toro Regatta. We've already gone over this one, it's pretty great. A great opener episode, A tier. The Happy Place. Kind of a decrease in energy from the last one. This one is less awesome, it leans pretty hard on comedy, but Todd is a compelling enough character to keep it in the C tier. The Grand Surrender. Ash's backstory is positively depressing, but other than that, this episode is also kind of low on compelling writing. Sorry, but this one's also C tier. The Other Side. This episode restored my faith in the new season. Little Kato's rapid aging and the twist at the end, it is really one of the most well-executed episodes of Final Space, even if it is
Positively depressing.
A tier as well. The Notorious Mrs. Goodspeed. Aside from having one of the show's greatest cold opens, with a joke that they better follow up on in Season 3, the Gary's Mom episode is pretty good. Nothing too extraordinary, but it was a nice shakeup of the status quo. It's B tier. The First Times They Met. This episode has an A plot and a B plot, and it's a good 1-2 punch. Nightfall is dealing with the fact that her Gary is gone, while the rest of the crew battles the Mega Kevin. And this monster design is actually my favorite design choice from the entire show this far. It's genius. Solid A tier. The Remembered. Okay, I was not on board with bringing back Avocado. Yes, he's my favorite Catman in all of fiction, but it makes his Season 1 death have way less of an impact if you ask me. I feel like they should have brought him back in a different way, but this episode has some good jokes in it, so it's C tier. The Closer You Get. My second favorite episode of the season because Gary's trip into Clearwater has some really creative imagery, and we finally introduce our big bad, Invictus, and they undid my problems with the last episode when they lost Avocado again. A tier. Plus, this frame terrifies me.
Did you see Quinn? They don't care about you. They're dragging you down. Gary?
You're not Gary, are you? What gave it away?
Oh, Christ!
The Lost Spy. I'm gonna be honest, I remember almost nothing from this episode. It's centered around little Kato dealing with his father's death, which is important to show, I can recognize that, but it kinda already happened. I mean, Chapter 7 of Season 1 has basically the same story. If you ask me, they should have combined this with the next episode. It's F tier. The Setup. A bit better. This is the one where they boot Clarence off the team for almost killing Fox. I mean, good riddance. Clarence's character wasn't really developing anyway. He's just kind of annoying and inappropriate. Yuck. His voice actor does a great job though. D tier. The Descent into Darkness. Gary tells Cheryl what she needed to hear decades ago. Plus, Nightfall's kind of a badass. And Hugh and Ava hijinks carry some decent one-liners. It's a good episode. Plus, it's the lead into the finale. B tier. The Sixth Key. The only S tier episode of this season, but it's a good S tier entry. Bolo is freed, and Avocado is properly brought back. Nightfall's sacrifice is deep and emotional. It feels earned. And the score for her death is one of my favorite Final Space tracks. Oh, in this moment, the music, it's euphoric. So a lot of middle-of-the-road episodes here, not bad, but you can see why the spark of the show almost kind of went away for a while. I blame executives. But it's okay, because Season 3 is banging so far. So, what do I think went wrong this season? Well, I had a great conversation with users NandoTNT567 and Metal Cobra 7. You see, Final Space has always had one glaring issue, its brand of comedy. I think it's what turns a lot of people off from the show, which is fair. Personally, I don't mind it, and I think it gives the show its charms. Some episodes are dark, and they need balance, but the conflicting tones can be a bit jarring at times. And this season had that problem especially. It seems as though there was some executive interference this time around, and they pushed the comedy harder than what it should have been. Don't get me wrong, there's still some good jokes in here.
Hush, Fluffles. Play the good stuff.
Oh crap, which one's the real Kevin? Guess we're gonna have to kill both of them.
I started this by bringing you into this world, and now I'm gonna finish it. Okay, guys, what's next?
But it's not worth sacrificing the deep emotions this show can elicit. Plus, The show got a lot more episodic. Season 1 story was so tightly wrapped with no pointless B-plots, which Season 2 had several of. At least they made the right decision with Clarence and his pack of smarties.
Oh, Clarence! It's still my money compass. I'm just excited to be at the controls, grabbing life by its succulent...
Clarence, will you get the hell off me?
So, those were my thoughts on Season 2. I know this video was pretty negative at times, but keep in mind that Season 3 is way better so far, so they got that rebound right away. And now that I've given you my thoughts, I'd love to hear yours. You guys know that I love our Final Space convos in the comments. Anyway, my reviews for Season 3 will continue in a few weeks' time, once the new episodes are out. Also, comment below what kind of outfits my avatars should wear next. If you didn't notice, this video has 3 new outfits. I might try and do that for every video moving forward. We'll see, it depends on time constraints. So, I'll show you Peach's full outfit here. I like this one. I think the shading is a lot better. Let me know what you think. Follow me over on Instagram so you can check out the drawings for the other 2 outfits for this video. Also, subscribe for more TV reviews / video essay hybrids like this one. Next week might actually be an animated movie review. I haven't done one of those in a while, and they're really fun to do. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next Friday with another video.
Why is it so easy?